What do you do if somebody messes with you?
Beat them up
How bad?
really bad.
And are you afraid of getting in trouble from the teachers
No,
if somebody does you wrong?
no,
Are you afraid of talking back to a teacher if they disrespect you?
no.
So stand on that, all right?
If you want your child to go to prison or be a menace to society, have this guy be his mentor. I promise you he'll get there.
Are you scared of the teachers?
No,
What do you do if somebody messes with you?
beat them up
How bad?
really bad.
And are you afraid of getting in trouble from the teachers if
No,
somebody does you wrong?
no,
Are you afraid of talking back to a teacher if they disrespect you?
no.
So stand on that, all right?
Alright,
Don't let me hear about you going against those rules, all right?
alright.
Have a good day.
Ask him again.
What?
What's the number one rule?
What's the number one rule?
They're wasting.
This honestly hurts me to see this. A father talking to his son, telling him to disrespect the teacher if they feel disrespected. If a kid messes with you, beat them up really bad. I mean, to be honest with you, to a child, mess with you could mean a mirage of different things. It can mean talking about your color of your shoes or your lunchbox or because you had to pack lunch that day or whatever have you. You cannot send your child to school with a message or something like this in his head. This is a sure way for your son or daughter or whoever you're raising to end up in prison. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Talk about, are you afraid to talk back to a teacher? What? First of all, training of a child starts at home. And everything this man did was 100% wrong. I'm a new father, but I happen to be one of 14 biological children. And while my father was very stern, he was very fair. And he led the way to now that I'm a father, I know exactly what to do. I would never in a million years send my son to school with a message like this in his head. If you feel disrespected or don't be afraid to talk back to a teacher and this and that. This the kind of stuff that he will take with him for the rest of his life. And if you want your son to end up 6 feet under, you give him this advice. They go out into the real world and see how that advice stacks up against reality. I promise you it's not going to end well. I don't know if it was for clicks, it was for views. I don't know if it was just for someone thinking it's a skit. But you can clearly see his son was bothered by what he was telling him. He looked uncomfortable as heck. He looked extremely uncomfortable. He looked like he didn't want to be in his presence at that moment. He's like, probably like, Dad, why are you telling me this? And this young man seems like a sweet young man. I don't know him personally, but he seems like a sweet young man. And for his dad to tell him this, is honestly sickening. Another thing that bothers me is you're going to tell the kid, if a kid messes with you, what are you going to do? Beat them up. How bad? Real bad. Okay, so you're trying to get your son expelled from school. I don't condone bullying, messing with kids to the point where they're crying and going home and they're scared to come to school and all that stuff. I condone sticking up for yourself. But you ain't going to just swing on a child because they say, hey, I don't like your lunchbox. You should have this instead of this. And you're going to go punch them in the face until they're bleeding. And now your child's kicked out of school. And now you got Child Protective Services looking at the parent because you're mentally abusing him. Trying to turn him into something that he's not. He's an innocent child, man. Your son doesn't deserve this. And then I don't know who the woman is behind the camera, but she doubled down on it. I was raised in the country, y'all. And, we were told to stick up for your family name. Stick up for one another. Do right by people. And I have never in my entire life been told some BS like this going to school. I was told to stick up for yourself. Absolutely. That's what I want every child to do, stick up for themselves. But this right here, this advice right here will land your child in prison if they take that advice to the real world. And another thing he said that really ticked me off was, he said, are you afraid to talk back to a teacher? Why are you teaching your child to talk back to adults? We had this thing when I was growing up. It was stay in a child's place. Respect your elders. Talking back to a teacher is not even close to being respectful to your elders. This man is telling his child to talk back to the teachers if he feels disrespected. Are you afraid to get in trouble by the teachers? Are you afraid to talk back? Why? If you are at school, you're not with your parents anymore. So your teachers are now the adult in the room, and that's who you're supposed to be listening to. You're not supposed to be talking back to them. You're not supposed to be doing none of that stuff, because being a dad now, if I get a call from the school telling me that my son has been talking back to him, which I don't think I'm going to have that issue because of how I'm going to raise my son. I'm going to raise my son exactly how my dad raised me, to be very respectful to adults. Again, staying in a child's place and talking back to an adult is very, very far from it. And at the end of the video, he said, "You're wasting time." He felt uncomfortable, man. For you to sit there and put this garbage in your son's head before he goes to school, I really, really pray for him. I really pray for him that he doesn't turn out like you, because you're a piece of crap. Please never raise your child to be like this. Please never give your child some crummy advice like this going to school and then take out into the real world. Because like I said, training starts at a child. When they're children, that's where the training starts. And that'll carry on all the way up until they're grown. When they leave the house, you can't do nothing about that. But from a child up until they leave, you're responsible for every bit of development that comes in that time period. So giving them advice like this is very, very far from good development. It's the exact opposite. So I pray this young man doesn't turn out like his dad, because his dad should go to jail for this video right here, honestly. All right, y'all. That's all I got for this one. And like I say at the end of every episode, I'll see y'all later. Peace.